Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are joined by the illustrious Robin Swift, the VP of Marketing and Development from one of the best places on Hilton Head Coastal Discovery
Thank
Museum.
you.
So good to spend some time with you.
I know. Great.
There's always so much going on. You all are always running and gunning, and you guys have just been magnificent during this whole COVID experience.
Well, thanks. We've tried to improvise.
Adapt. Yeah, you all have just been adapting. Tell us about some of the events that are coming up this fall at the
Well,
museum.
I brought along some samples here. We're going to have our annual native plant sale. We couldn't have it in the spring, and we had to cancel it, so we're doing a fall one September 14th from 10 to 1. And this is where we bring in plants, and I brought a couple examples.
This is gorgeous.
Isn't this gorgeous? That's the beautyberry. And it's an ornamental, but it's just gorgeous. It's a native plant. Isn't it beautiful? You don't worry about it. You know, it adapts to the soil. It doesn't worry about droughts, and it's a great plant to have.
Are these all outside plants?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, they're all outside plants. And then this poor guy, this is the purple passion flower, and I tried to get, whoops, just lost the bloom there.
Let me see the color of that. I mean,
purple.
it's
Isn't it
just,
gorgeous?
Oh my, I've seen these. It's the purple passion flower.
Yes.
I've seen these in places, and they just stop you in your tracks.
They'll bloom from May to June till maybe through October. The hummingbirds like them, the bees like them, the butterflies like them. It's the host plant for a couple of different butterflies that we have here on the island. So that's a lot of fun to have all these different things, because everybody says, oh, I want a butterfly garden like you guys have out there. And ours is so active right now. I mean, there's so many butterflies. So the sale is a good way to come and learn and say, well, I've got some sandy soil. What's going to work in sandy soil? We bring some volunteers in that are master gardeners, and they can help you. You know, if you say, well, my area is shady, because this is what we all struggle with, shade, sun,
What's
sandy.
going to work in our space throughout the day?
You got it.
I mean, it can just change so drastically, and like this direct sun for even just a couple hours can just kaput.
Or you go to a neighbor's and say, well, theirs is growing. Well, theirs is getting X amount of hours. So
and different soil, more than likely. Yeah.
So we bring in lots and lots of plants. This is an event that starts at 10 in the morning. And people get there earlier than that because it sells out. We bring in so many plants, and very seldom do we have anything left over.
Wow.
So fall's just a great time to plant. You know, everybody's kind of in the mood to let's get the garden going.
And it gets too stinking hot.
Exactly.
During
Exactly. So we tell people to come early. This year we're going to require that you wear a mask, because the plants are all set out on tables, and people are walking around to help you with your questions and everything. So it's going to be a mask kind of thing. And it's going to be on that Monday from 10 to 1, or if the plants run out sooner.
Right.
If there were to be any left over, we'd do it the next day at the farmer's market.
Ah, right. There's a movement to help our pollinators.
Exactly.
Right? There is a big movement that, protect the bees. And so you can bring what you've learned, to your home.
Exactly.
And you can help that population.
Exactly. That's the whole point of it. And I was watching something the other day on a show about bees, how to create a little water area for bees, just putting some marbles or glass stones in a little dish and a little bit of water just so the bees have water. And you think, oh, goodness, they need water.
Yeah.
So, yes, whatever we can all do so we don't lose them.
Exactly. And some plants are better for butterflies than others?
Right, exactly. And some will only eat a certain thing. I mean, so that's milkweed. The monarchs can eat a whole milkweed plant in one day. It can just be gone, and you're like, what happened?
Right.
And I had an example at home the other day. I had to send a quick text and take a picture to one of the naturalists at the museum. I had 3 huge penta plants, and there was these caterpillars, huge caterpillars. Ended up, it was a sphinx moth that was getting ready to do the chrysalis. But
those things are gigantic.
Yes. Well, in one day, my 3 pentas were gone. Gone. I mean, there's little stalks sticking up now. And I'm like, and I'd worked so hard, and it was just beautiful and everything. But they have to eat. So that's, we see it in the butterfly enclosure. And it's open all the time. We'd love for people to come and see it.
It's very, very active right now.
It's very active.
Yeah.
Especially in the early morning.
Because it's cooler?
It's cooler, yeah. In the afternoon, they get a little quieter and everything, but it's active, and we label all the plants so you know what works for what kind of butterflies. And then we have an area where we just have the caterpillars and identify them. We just have the chrysalis and identify them.
So much to learn.
Yeah, it is, and it's great for kids.
The programming in the fall, it's going to be masks and the reduced size.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So definitely schedule ahead.
Yeah,
Get your spot.
What we're doing so far now is we're going to have smaller maximums in our programs. We just have to. We can't put 50 people in a lecture room anymore.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So we're working on getting that schedule out for September, October, and November. We are also working with the schools on their education programs. We're going to have virtual field trips, virtual programs
That's
to learn
cool.
about different things because we're not going to see the school groups coming out and we're not going to be going into the schools.
And I tell you what, parents are looking for
Yes.
things that they can do with their kids
Right.
and their families. For
If
this.
people go to our website, we've been doing that most of the summer. We've been taking different books out of the gift shop that relate to different animals, and we'll go down on a boardwalk and say, okay, let's read this book about dolphins.
Right.
And we'll read it, and then they can, sit there along.
Robin, so good to spend some time with you.
Same with you. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.